Most people don't truly grasp the kind of strength it takes to live alone, especially as a woman. They murmur behind her back, they question her decisions, they assume she's broken, lonely, or just unlucky in love. But what if I told you she's the most powerful person in the room? What if I said her being alone isn't weakness but wisdom? Stay with me till the end, because the final truth in this message might completely change how you view strength, self-worth, and your relationships. Being alone is strength. There's a huge difference between being alone and feeling lonely. But the world keeps mixing them up. When a woman decides to live without a boyfriend, without all the noise, the arguments, the mess, people think there's something wrong with her. But in reality, that woman is finally in the right place with herself. She's reached a stage where her peace means more than temporary company. She doesn't need anyone next to her to show she's lovable. She already knows, and that knowing is where real strength begins, when you stop looking for love to feel worthy and begin living from a sense of completeness. Everything shifts. You don't need anyone to finish your story because you've already written your own ending. She puts herself first. A woman living on her own isn't running from love. She's avoiding nonsense. She keeps photos that bring her joy, snapshots of times that truly mattered. Her bookshelf tells the story of transformation. Books about women finding their path, life stories about strength and survival, journals full of messy writing where she faced heartbreak and healed. Even her clothes reflect her soul, outfits that make her feel strong, colors that suit her mood, fabrics that remind her to relax. Every item around her has a reason. She knows better now. Loneliness isn't a weakness, settling is. And she won't trade comfort for confusion or stability for guesswork or self-respect. A little bit of attention. Love isn't supposed to make you doubt yourself. It's supposed to build you up. So until someone comes along ready to offer that, she'll stay exactly where she is, whole, strong, and entirely herself. Love is not new to her. She's felt its highs and endured its lowest points. She's fallen hard, only to be let down harder. She's given parts of her heart to others, only to see them misused or not understood or simply tossed aside. Those moments didn't break her, they shaped her. They showed her how easily trust can be broken, how important boundaries are, and how rare a real partnership is these days. When she thinks about love, she remembers how many women gave up dreams, quieted their voice, made themselves small, just to stay in relationships they shouldn't have left behind. That won't be her story. If anything, she's braver than most, because she's willing to wait for a love that feels like home, not duty. One that makes her shine brighter, not dimmer. Real courage isn't diving in without thinking. It's knowing your worth and expecting others to honor it. Loneliness still visits, sometimes, of course. Quiet nights, when the silence is loud. Holidays, when everyone else seems paired up. Moments when she wonders if she's being too picky or expecting too much. Even friendly co-workers make jokes about her standards, as if expecting basic respect and maturity is too much. But their words don't shake her. She understands something they don't. That real love doesn't ask you to trade your essentials with. You shouldn't have to pick between passion and peace, or between thrill and safety, or between feeling wanted and being respected. True love offers both. Anything else is just noise. Her self-belief scares some men, especially those who are used to women chasing, begging, bending to keep their attention. Those men expect her to follow the same old rules, to always text first, to ignore red flags, to shape herself into whatever pleases them. But she doesn't play that game anymore. She doesn't chase. She attracts. Her energy alone draws others in. The way she laughs with her whole heart, listens with care, speaks with honesty. There are no masks, no games, no hidden tricks, just truth. And while some men run from that level of openness, the ones who stay are the ones who matter, by the way. She walks through the world. She sends out a clear message. I am enough without someone's approval. Enough without needing to explain. Enough without This vibe reaches far and wide, calling in people who get it, people who know that loving her means honoring her freedom, encouraging her growth, and meeting her halfway when someone finally steps into her world on those terms. It won't be to rescue her. It'll be because they both see the beauty in growing together. And when that person shows up, they won't complete her completion, suggests she was missing something and she's not, she's whole already. That person will add to her, they'll bring traits she admires, insights she values, strengths that balance hers together. They'll build something that's bigger than just two people. But she's not holding her breath for this to happen. If it does, wonderful. If not, just as wonderful, because she understands now that joy doesn't come from others, it begins inside. So she keeps living fully and without clinging to any outcome. She travels on her own, picks up new hobbies, builds friendships, pursues her goals, feeds her soul. Every step adds depth to who she is, making her even more appealing to the right person. And if that person never comes, it's still all good. She's already got a life many would envy, a life full of purpose, joy, and powerful self-love, because a woman who refuses to settle doesn't just attract better people, she becomes one. Peace is something she won't compromise. She's learned what many never do. Peace is everything. Once you've really known a quiet life, felt it deep in your bones, you won't trade it, not for drama, not for pride, not even for short bursts of love that leave you empty. Peace isn't just quiet, it's when your life matches who you are, when you live in truth and give yourself what you need to flourish. And once she's created that life built on routines, respect and awareness, there's no going backward. For her, love isn't about filling empty spaces or chasing emotional highs. It's about adding value to what's already whole. Anything less feels like undoing the work she's done. Relationships that confuse her are a no more. Second guessing, no more excuses, no more hoping someone changes. Messy situations that drain her are done. She won't waste time on shallow efforts or roller coaster emotions, pretending to be love. A woman living solo has grown deep respect for her own space, not just the walls around her, but the peace inside her mind. Her home mirrors that truth. It's tidy, not out of obsession, but intention. Every clean surface, every placed pillow, every cleared corner shows love for herself and her space. She knows that clutter outside leads to chaos inside. When her home is in order, her thoughts are too. There's power in stepping into a room and feeling calm right away, knowing everything has its place, including you. Her place isn't cold or distant, it's warm and full of life, with small details that show her touch. Candles glow gently. Plants reach for light. Books sit waiting to be read. Again, this is her place. Carefully made and fiercely guarded. Because here's a fact, peace isn't just a feeling, it's a daily choice. Sometimes every hour. It means choosing what feeds your soul over what drains it for her. That includes setting clear lines, saying no when it feels wrong, walking away from fleshy distractions that only leave you tired. Keeping her peace safe isn't rude, it's necessary. People may not get that. They might say she's too much or too serious, but she's not too much. She's just sure of what she needs, what she deserves, and what she'll never put up with again. If someone wants to be close to her, they need to understand how she moves. They must bring calm, honesty, and emotional steadiness. Drama won't get past the door. Games won't be played. Unclear words and half-truths get turned away fast. That's not up for discussion. If you want a place in her life, you take on the duty of guarding her heart too. That's what love looks like to her. Two people working to protect peace, not disrupt it. And even with all these strong boundaries, she isn't shut off. She's open. Really, those lucky enough to get close to her experience something rare. Conversations that flow easily because they're built on trust and understanding, laughter that feels real. Because there's no awkward tension or hidden motives. Even the quiet times feel full, natural, and comforting in her presence. People naturally let their guard down around her because they feel safe. Safe to be open, safe to speak honestly, safe just to be themselves. That's the power of being around someone who truly values peace. It extends to everyone close to them. But she didn't wake up one day with this kind of clarity. It took years of trying, failing, learning, and growing. She's been in relationships where chaos was the norm, where communication crumbled, where bitterness built up, and where love felt more like a fight than a comfort. Every situation taught her something important about herself, about what she would allow, and what she wouldn't accept anymore. Eventually, she came to understand that peace isn't something someone else could hand to her. It had to begin from within, slowly spreading until it touched every part of her life, every interaction, each choice, every potential connection. Now, she walks through life differently. She holds herself with a calm assurance that says, I know what I'm worth, and I won't settle for less. Some strangers might think she's distant or cold, but those who take the time to really see her understand there's a gentleness beneath the strength. They notice how much she values being real, how deeply she treasures balance, and how seriously she guards the peaceful world she's created, for herself and anyone lucky enough to be part of it. There are days when outside stress tries to shake her peace. Work pressures, family struggles, societal noise. But she has tools now to help her stay steady. Meditation clears her mind. Writing in her journal helps her sort out her feelings before they take over. Spending time in nature reminds her of the bigger picture and fills her with gratitude. These things aren't luxuries for her, they're essentials. They're part of the foundation she's built to protect her peace, even when life gets overwhelming. When people ask how she manages to live alone and be happy, she smiles and says, it's simple. I choose peace every day. What she doesn't always explain, but what people come to realize, is that choosing peace isn't passive. It's a decision that takes strength, consistency, and bravery. It means walking away from people and places that disturb your calm. It means holding on to your beliefs, even if others call you stubborn or naive. It means believing in your heart that you deserve a life full of calm and joy. In the end, taking care of your spirit looks like this: creating a life that's so in line with who you are that anything out of sync feels loud and wrong. Like this woman who wakes each day in a home she loves, surrounded by energy she has chosen, living a life that moves to her rhythm. She isn't waiting for anyone's approval. She's already living, one peaceful breath at a time. She has standards, not walls. Some people look at a woman like her and think she's too guarded, that her expectations are barriers meant to keep people out. But they're wrong. She's not shut off. She's intentional. She's thoughtful, careful, and wise with her heart. Her heart isn't locked away. It's protected, yes, but not hidden. There's a big difference between building walls and setting healthy boundaries. She knows the difference well. Walls keep everything out, the good, the bad, and the chance for something real. But boundaries? They allow in only what fits with your truth. They allow for growth while keeping out harm. That's exactly what hers do. She's open, but she's selective. Open to joy, to honesty, to moments that deepen connection. Selective about who gets to see her true self. She doesn't give herself away easily anymore because she knows her energy is valuable. Every bit of love and care she offers someone else is also an investment in her own peace. So why would she spend it on anyone who doesn't deserve it? Why settle for shallow connections when deep ones exist? She's not interested in halfway effort or half-hearted love. If someone earns her trust, they'll find a woman who gives fully and fearlessly, but only after they prove they're ready to receive her love properly. To her, love isn't blind, it's wise. She loves completely with everything she's got, but also with open eyes. She knows real love shouldn't leave you doubting yourself or ignoring your gut. Love should build you up, not break you down. That's why she doesn't fall into relationships by accident. She walks into them with purpose. She picks partners who show up with the same energy, who share her values, who understand that effort has to come from both sides. She gives, but not to just anyone. That's not selfish, it's smart. She's learned that giving too much to the wrong people drains your spirit. She's been in relationships where her loyalty was taken for granted, where her effort was brushed off like it was owed, where her dreams were overshadowed by someone else's indifference. That chapter of her life is closed now. These days, she offers her love, time, and care only to those who truly see her, those who appreciate her and give back in equal measure. And she brings so much to the table. Loyalty that runs deep, effort that never fades, no matter how hard things get. A clear, powerful vision for the kind of life she wants to live. Her presence encourages others to dream big, to go further, to live better. She doesn't hide these qualities, and she doesn't downplay them either. They're simply part of who she is. She knows what she brings to the world and refuses to dim her light for someone who isn't ready for it. She is done settling for just enough, because she always gives her all. Words without meaning don't impress her. Promises without action don't move her. Noise without purpose doesn't fill her. Her world is full, not because someone else filled it, but because she built it that way, brick by brick, with her own resilience and hope. She finds happiness in being alone, in doing things for herself, in following her passions. She doesn't need someone else to make her feel wanted. She already desires herself. She loves herself enough that anything extra from someone else is just that, extra. Wonderful, but not required. If someone wants to be a part of her world, they need to understand that. They're not coming in to fix anything or complete her. They're there to stand beside her, to walk with her, not lead or drag her along. They'll bring calm, not confusion, purpose, not distraction, safety, not harm. She needs someone who sees her strength and admires it, who hears her boundaries and respects them, who fuels her dreams instead of limiting them. She needs someone who looks at the life she's crafted with care and says, I want to help protect this, too. And if they don't, she'll walk away with ease. Walking away doesn't scare her anymore. It used to. She used to think leaving meant losing something valuable. She stayed in places that drained her because she thought love meant staying, even when it hurt. She looked for others to tell her she was enough. Not anymore. Now walking away feels like freedom. It's not about being afraid. It's about being free to choose what's best for her. Free to pick peace. Free to say, you don't match my values. And that's okay. But I won't give myself up for you. People sometimes misjudge her strength. They call her distant or too proud. They think she's hard to approach. But those who really know her, those lucky enough to be close to her, see the truth. She's warm. She's giving. She's fiercely loyal. But she's also wise. She's been through enough to see through false promises. She knows the signs. She's been hurt before, so she's learned to guard her heart. Not with fear, but with clarity. Her standards aren't to scare people away. They're to help her see who truly belongs in her life. Think of her standards like a filter. Only the real, respectful, kind-hearted people make it through. Everyone else passes by naturally, without hard feelings. It's not personal. It's practical. It's how she protects herself. It's how she grows. It's how she thrives. Having high standards isn't about keeping people out. It's about letting the right ones in, the ones who match her spirit, her values, her vibe, the ones who don't just want to be around her. They want to grow with her. She doesn't build barriers. She sets expectations. And if you meet them, you'll find yourself inside a world that's more beautiful, more peaceful, and more meaningful than you ever expected. Because being loved by her isn't just a feeling, it's a legacy. She knows exactly who she is. And nothing can shame a woman who truly understands her worth. You can't embarrass a woman who is proud of being alone. You can't pressure her into settling when she understands her value. There's a quiet strength in how she holds herself, a calm but firm confidence that shines from deep within. It's not ego, it's awareness. She's taken time to learn her worth, and once she did, everything began to shift. The world around her stayed the same, but she changed, and suddenly the usual rules no longer fit her life. The instant she realized that her value isn't based on having a partner. The entire game flipped. For so long the world fed her falsehoods, that being chosen was the goal, that love was the final marker of happiness, that she couldn't be whole without someone by her side. But she stopped absorbing those messages. She turned inward, not outward, seeking answers in her own spirit instead, in the eyes of strangers. What she uncovered was life-changing. She is complete exactly as she is, not complete for now, not almost, until someone better comes around. Just complete. Full stop. This understanding set her free. She doesn't have to share cute couple photos to feel cherished. She doesn't need constant check-ins to feel important. She doesn't depend on others for validation anymore. It comes from within. It lives in the quiet rituals where she honors herself. Those early mornings spent reflecting in a journal, the cozy evenings with her favorite books, the solo adventures discovering new parts of the world. It's alive in how she heals, not flawlessly, but consistently, in the strength she creates in silence when no one is looking. One small effort at a time. This kind of love for herself, is it selfish? It's necessary. It's flourishing. It's choosing her own well-being again and again, even when the world tries to convince her otherwise. This type of woman doesn't weep over her single status. She celebrates it because it gave her the clearest understanding of her identity. Being alone became a clear mirror, showing her things she would have missed in the noise of romantic relationships or expectations from others. During that time alone, she learned what brings her joy, what music moves her spirit, what dreams keep her motivated. She discovered what energizes her and what boundaries keep her grounded. Being single was never a punishment. It was a present, a rare chance to become her best ally, her own biggest cheerleader, her own safe place. And once you know yourself that deeply, something amazing happens. You stop settling for what isn't right. You stop giving time to people who treat you as optional, who see your feelings as an afterthought, your needs as negotiable. You start spotting red flags early and cutting ties without delay, missed calls, vague promises, lukewarm effort are enough for you to let go. Because why would you give your time to something ordinary when you've already committed to building something amazing for yourself? Understanding your worth changes everything. It shifts how you walk, how you speak, how you connect. People see it. Some feel threatened. They expect women to fold, to compromise, to dim their light, to squeeze into molds that weren't made for them. But she stands tall, confidently claiming her space. She talks with clarity, listens with purpose, and loves with care when she enters a space. People notice, not because she begs for attention, but because she naturally earns respect. Respect for her time, her limits, her energy. Some men mistake this boldness for aloofness. They assume her certainty means she's uninterested. But there's a difference between needing and wanting. She doesn't need anyone to fill a void. She has no voids left. She is already whole. But she does want companionship eventually, just not under any condition. If someone is going to walk beside her, they must first honor her value and reflect that same light back. They must see her shine and uplift it, not try to dim it. They must get that loving her includes respecting her space, encouraging her dreams, and showing up fully. Anything less, she'll politely decline. Her worth is not a matter of opinion, it's solid. People will still try to question it, friends suggesting she's too selective, family nudging her to lower her standards, acquaintances joking about her being too high maintenance. But none of that shakes her. Why would it? She spent too many years peeling off the falsehoods she'd been told, replacing them with truths she's lived, and proven her self-respect was earned through inner battles, quiet tears, hard lessons. No careless remark can erase that. Sometimes she remembers who she used to be, the one who second-guessed herself, the woman who stayed in situations far too long, the one who mistook obligation for care. She feels tenderness toward those past versions of herself, but she doesn't dwell. Instead, She moves forward with gratitude, growing endlessly. Each experience, both painful and joyful, helped form the powerful woman she's become, now grounded, strong, clear. In the end, knowing your value isn't just about turning away from what doesn't serve you. It's about saying yes to yourself, to your ambitions, your creativity, your calm. It's about creating a life so fulfilling that anything out of alignment becomes glaringly obvious. This woman doesn't settle because she simply doesn't need to. She's built a world where she thrives, and if someone wants to be a part of it, they have to show up fully. No shortcuts, no half effort. Until then, she's more than fine where she is, with herself, beside herself, and that's more than okay. She's actively building her life, not waiting around to be noticed. She's climbing in her career step by step, project by project, skill by skill. Her body is strong, cared for, not to attract attention, but to support her energy and health. Her mind is sharp and curious, filled with lessons from books, podcasts, thoughtful discussions, and real-life challenges. And her future, it's shaping just as she planned, not because of luck, but because she rolled up her sleeves and made it happen. Her romantic life isn't frozen, it's just not the only thing on her mind. Some people assume that being single means she's longing in secret, waiting for someone to arrive. But they couldn't be more mistaken. She's not sitting around waiting to be saved. She already saved herself from damaging love, from harmful expectations, from the belief that she had to be chosen to matter. She doesn't need a rescuer. She became her own warrior. She wears the armor perfectly. Now, yes, she wants love. Of course she does. Who doesn't when it's right? It's inspiring, it's mutual, it's beautiful. But she won't accept anything that costs her peace or asks her to shrink. She knows how harmful the wrong love can be. It can drain your joy, fracture your spirit, leave invisible wounds, and she's not willing to gamble with her well-being. So she waits confidently, because she knows the wrong person can take away years of doubting, of settling, of playing small. No thanks, she has much bigger plans, and that's why she's patient. That's why she's steady. That's why she stays focused. Patience for her is active, not passive. It's showing up daily for herself. Instead of chasing distractions, steadiness comes from self-awareness. Direction focus means she's got her eyes on what really matters. Whether it's a new opportunity, a personal growth marker, or just keeping the peace, she's created for herself. Time doesn't scare her. Time is her companion, not her enemy. If she fears is losing her vision, wandering off course, abandoning her inner calm. She doesn't fear being single either. Being single is freedom. Clarity, a fresh page. What scares her is settling for someone who slows her down instead of walking beside her. And that's where she's different. When people ask if she's ever afraid of missing out, she just smiles and shakes her head. Missing out on what? Uncertainty? Wasted energy on someone who isn't aligned with her goals? Absolutely not. Life's too valuable to offer your soul to someone who doesn't respect it. And anyway, she's too busy building something incredible to waste time on less. She greets each day with purpose, moves through her moments with clarity, and ends her nights proud of how she's living. There's no space for regret in a life led this intentionally still. She's open to love, truly open, not with desperation, not holding her breath, but with grace and readiness. She's not worried about time slipping by. She's concerned with protecting her values and her inner peace. She's not anxious about being single. She's cautious about allowing anyone to dim her brilliance. And that difference, that awareness, that choice makes all the difference in the world.